here. I'm Rachel. Coco is my cat and she's right here. You might see a paw up here. And I am ready to share with you my crochet, my knitting and the sewing that I've been doing this week. So, here she is. Without further ado, grab yourself a drink. I've got mine and let's get started. Let's start with a crochet update, shall we? I've been working on a blanket design from Coastal Crochet and the designer is Eleonora Tulley. That's the picture. Oh, can you see Coco? She's still wandering around the table. And I've made a start on it. And this is how where I've got to so far. So I love the colours already. I'm loving the blanket. I'm enjoying this one more than I enjoyed the previous one I made, but that's okay. We all enjoy different blankets patterns, don't we, as we go along. I'm using the pattern is written for Emu Classic DK, but I didn't have all the right colours in Emu. In fact, I've hardly got any Emu left at all, because although I started making blankets with Emu, I've moved on then to Stylecraft Special DK, and so I'm also using some balls of that. And when I can't get Stylecraft Special in the right colour, I go to the Wendy Supreme DK, which is almost identical in my opinion, and the colours are the same as well. So I'm just mixing and matching. There was a time when I would not have done this, but I've realised that you can make blankets with different yarns as long as they're the same weight, supposedly all DK, and they wash perfectly well and they look fine. If I was going to send it off to be assessed by somebody, I might stick to the same yarn, but otherwise, no, I will use what's in my stash. What I like about this pattern is that when you're doing the waves on here, you crochet into the back loops of the stitches and it makes the front of the waves stand out and gives you a really good stitch definition on the waves. So this is going to be a lap blanket because I can't keep making big blankets. I haven't got the storage space for them. And so far I've got all the blankets that I've made, apart from ones that I've given away, which is very few to be honest. But I'm really happy with these colours. And so that's my progress on my Coastal Retreat blanket. My next crochet project is the Beatrix Potter doll from Toft, and that's what she's supposed to look like. I'm not sure that she will look like that, but we'll see. I'll show you where I've got to so far. So I'm not sure where I got to last time I showed this, but I have attached the legs. If I hadn't done that already, I have done. The arms are on. I've done a little collar around her neck, and in the kit came this little button to attach. It's really pretty. So she has a frilly collar and frilly sleeves and a wobbly head because I'm not used to doll making. So I know there are things that people do to stop the dolls' heads from wobbling around. So you can see she hasn't yet got her eyes and her nose on, and she needs more hair. I haven't attached her skirt or her belt to her body yet, and I'm not sure that they're in the right place. I think they're too high up. I may need to pull them down a little bit more. She's going to have boots, brown boots, and she's got a nice frilly bit around the bottom of her skirt, which is quite easy to do as well. Now I've got the idea of picking up stitches, which I was struggling with when I got to this part. It was quite easy to add those rounds. So yes, she's going to need boots and a shawl. The shawl is going to be in the colour Hyacinth. It's all made with the Toft yarn that came with the kit. I've had the kit for well over a year, nearer two probably, which I started last spring, and then I got stuck when I got to the sleeves, but now I'm determined to get it finished. The kit came with a lovely straw hat for her to wear. She's got to have a bun, which I think is going to be made pretty much with a whole ball of brown Toft yarn, and there's some very pretty colours, and there's a colour here called Coral, which I haven't used yet, so I don't quite know whether that's going to be to do with the flowers on her hat or not, but I'll have to see where that's going to be used. but that's my Beatrix Potter doll so far. And when I've made this, as I say, it's the first doll I've made, I will be very happy that I've actually managed to make a Toft doll. So, how are you this week? I do hope you're well, and I hope you've been able to do some crafting as well. I've been doing a lot of crafting, although I haven't got anything quite finished. This is my sewing project that I've got so far. This is a project by Louise Nichols. It was a kit, an embellishment kit. And, oh hello Coco, have you come to see? She always likes to sit right in front of where I'm videoing. Do you approve? It's a kit that is made from a lino print and fabric paint, and the felt to embellish it with comes in the kit, as do all the threads and the instructions for different stitches. So I hope you can see there are lots of different stitches on here. There's running stitch, there's couching going across there, there are French knots, and obviously the little stitches around each of the felt pieces to attach them to the background. I've still got stitching to put in the sky. The marks you can see in the sky at the moment are there deliberately. As Louise explains, when she makes her kit, she does like to leave some of the lines uncut so that they come out on the background. And I need to put some running stitch to go with there, but it's got lots of colours. Can you see what Coco's doing? She is investigating, and I don't know if she's just knocked Beatrix Potter over or whether Beatrix Potter fell over by herself. Excuse me, what did you do? Oh, she said, now no one can see me. Oh, perhaps she was just investigating poor Beatrix Potter. I'll lie her down and hope that Coco doesn't try to steal her away. She just loves the smell of the wool. When I made my granddaughters some little ducklings from a kit last year from Lucy Locketland, it made 6 little ducklings, and I gave them 2 each and took them home, and they've got 3 kittens at their house, and the kittens have just stolen all the ducklings away, and they're cat toys now. But that's fine, somebody's enjoying playing with them. But you're not having Beatrix Potter to play with, Coco, I'm afraid. So yes, so that's my embellishment kit from Louise Nichols, and that's how far I've got. So hopefully next week I will have finished it. I was trying hard to have finished it for this week, but didn't quite manage it. The thing with having a cat that likes to jump on your crafting table is you have to keep everything wrapped up and out of her way, really, so otherwise she'll be dropping black hairs and everything, and occasionally if she's lying down asleep on there she'll be dribbling on it, which is not pleasant, not at all pleasant. I'm just opening up my box with my Peter Rabbit quilt squares in. Oh my goodness. I've tried. I'm making the Peter Rabbit quilt from the magazine that was released ages ago now, probably 6 or 7 years ago. It was a Hachette Partworks series of magazines to make the Peter Rabbit quilt. And I think last time I showed you that I'd finished the Flopsy Bunnies square. So I thought I'm going to get my sewing machine out and try and do some of the patchwork squares. Now, bearing in mind, the squares are intended to be sewn by hand. I did make the first one by hand. I don't think I've shown you any of these. I made that one by hand years ago when I first got the kit. But it took me a long time. I was still working at the time, and I thought this is going to take ages. I'm going to use the sewing machine on the next one. So I did. And that was the next one. Now all these squares have got a name. for the designs, and I haven't got them to hand, so I'm afraid I don't know the name of the design. I'll try and find out, and I might be able to put it on the screen. So the other day, I'd only made those 2 years ago. So the other day I got my sewing machine out and I made the next one. I used the sewing machine. I was really happy with the way it came out. Can't remember what that one was called. I think it might have been 9 patch, although I don't know. Can't remember. And then, don't laugh, then I made this one. And this has to be the wonkiest square you've ever seen in your life. So, oh dear. Because it was more complex to make, nothing matches up. As I say, I'm not a quilter. That's the only bit of patchwork really that I've done. And with all these being, sorry, I'm just getting distracted by the cat who's decided she wants to play with the strings on my project bag. No, sorry. No. That is my bag from Crafty Cleggs Creations, my special project bag that Jeanette made, and she would not want to see, not that she's watching, but she would not want to see you biting the knots that Tim made on there, because they're lovely. Goodness me. Yeah, so back to my wonky square, or maybe we should just forget about my wonky square. I can't remake it. Well, I suppose I could unpick it all and try again, but the fact is, there isn't enough of the fabric to remake another square, so I might just leave it at this, and because it may never get made into anything anyway, might it? But that's my progress. That's my progress, such as it is, on my Peter Rabbit quilt. I have some progress on a knitting project. It's a new cast on, but before I show you, I'll put my new glasses on. It's a very bright yarn. It's a very bright yarn. These fancy glasses are actually varifocals that go into sunglasses when you go outside, and but then they take ages to come back to normal again, so I'll just make do with these for now. This is a lovely bright green and yellow yarn. It's West Yorkshire Spinners from their signature range, and it's called Spring Green. I don't think it's showing up on the camera quite as bright. It's not. It's much brighter than it looks on the camera, and I think when I saw it online and ordered it, I didn't realise quite how bright it was going to be, but I don't care, because I don't mind bright socks, because I can't see them when they're underneath my trousers anyway. And I've only got this far. I've done the cuff and I've started on the leg, and I was really hoping, because we're nearly at the middle of the month, by the time it's the 15th, I would like to have finished the first sock, although I'm not sure that's going to happen. I don't know, I'm not challenging myself to a pair of socks every month this year like I did last year, but I feel like I ought to be able to get a pair of socks done in a month, and if I don't keep up with it, then I'll be a bit disappointed in myself. I think I do need a bit of a challenge to spur me on, to motivate me to do it. So I will get on with my spring green socks, because they will be my March socks, and they can go back into the project bag. It's a delightful little bag that I love, and it's perfect, the right size for my socks. But the cat does love to chew the knots. don't you? You are funny. Now, I did a tiny bit onto my colourwork hat, but there's not enough to show you yet, so I'll try and work on that this week and show you that next time. If you are still watching at this point in the video, I would like to say thank you, and I hope you'll watch to the end. And please remember to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, because that will help YouTube to grow my channel. If you did watch to the end of last time's video, oh, why do you have to sit there? You make me look as if I've got a beard. Coco. She's determined to be on this video at some point, and I wish I'll try and move the camera around a little bit. She might move herself if I do, but here she is, look. Here she is, wanting fuss, wanting third breakfast. And a bit of fuss. You have had 2 breakfasts and it's only 9:45 in the morning. I realised that if I leave my video recording to the afternoon, she's asleep. So I thought we'd better do it first thing this morning. But it does mean that the sun's round this side of the house, so the light keeps changing a lot. Isn't that nice? Bit of fuss. Anyway, I wanted to just mention what I'd got, because at the end of my last week's video I had showed you a few photographs of the garden centre where I'd been, and there was a picture on there of some half-price coats that I'd got my eye on. Oh, hello. Oh, lovely, you dropped a hair in my coffee now. I shan't want to drink that. And I went back on Monday. I went with my daughter. I didn't take any photos, but I did get the coat, because I got this top and the top I wore in last week's video as well while I was there, and I got my coat. It does rustle a bit, but it's, ooh, sorry, when my face isn't on the video, my camera decides to turn the lights off for some reason. So it says it's reversible, but I think I prefer it with the pattern on the inside. So it's got a hood, and it's a bit rustly because it's got a bit of padding, not much padding on the inside. It is quite a lightweight coat, which will be ideal for the weather when it's a teeny weeny bit warmer than it is now. And apparently we're forecast snow for the end of the weekend, well, in some parts of the UK. Anyway, I'm happy with my coat. I'm not sure what she's doing now. I think she's trying to open my folder. You don't need to be licking. Oh, she's licking her tail. Oh, she's going to back to play with her tail on the table. Look, you see. Oh, now she's trying to open the folder. Oh, Coco. Oh, goodness. She does keep me entertained. I have to say, she does keep me entertained. Try not to be too cross, because she's only doing what cats do, isn't she? And if I will leave things out for her to play with, she will play with them. Anyway, I think I need to say thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you again. It's been lovely to have you here with me at my crafting table. And Coco's now having a wash. Washing her paws. She should have done that before she got on the table. That would have been better manners. Although she is quite a good mannered cat, because she does put her hand up when she wants some food when she's in the kitchen. I'll try and get a video of her doing that at some point. But yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you again soon on my next video. So all that remains for me to say is please remember to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video, and take care, enjoy your crafting, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.